This is the Urban Domestic Diva, and actually we're on day 2 of the Bake-a-thon with the original Domestic Diva that taught me everything I know, which is my mom, Donna Caputo. And today we are going to be making a very traditional Italian cookie, and I'm going to butcher the name. My dad's going to correct me if I do it wrong. Scartellate? Scartellate. Okay. My dad does it in the dialect. Why don't you go ahead and jump? What is it, Dad? How do you say it in dialect?
In dialect, they are scartellate.
Okay, so now you have the dialect, the Molese dialect. So we're going to walk you through how to make these traditional cookies, because I know there's a lot of people out there that want to learn. So, Mom is, Dad, if you can pan across and show, we're heating up a little bit of wine.
White wine.
White wine in a pan.
With some salt.
With some salt.
It's done.
And we just do it to
It's
lukewarm
like
temp.
Then we're gonna grate some flowers. About 2 pounds of flour, which is like 1 kilo in Italian.
Yeah, you good.
A bit more. For good luck. Okay, so we have 1 pound.
Okay, you can stop now, Dad. I'll do the rest. Oh, okay.
And then another pound.
Oh, another pound. So 2
So
pounds?
2 pounds. I'm
2
gonna
pounds of
put
flour.
It's got to be a kilo.
A kilo, okay.
We're going to do 3 pounds except for the next one in the bowl. Okay.
This is how old this recipe is. Look at this piece of paper.
I put 9. Let's see. I put 9 ounces.
9 ounces,
9
so a
ounces.
little over.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like 4 ounces.
And she starts working the flour in with the oil with her hands. And she's got her white wine waiting.
As soon as I get this mixed, and then I'm gonna put the wine.
Now this the white wine.
White wine.
There's salt in here, in the wine. About a tablespoon.
Do you want me to pour while you work?
No, it's okay. Because I have to leave it in.
So as you can see her technique, she's getting the wet in the middle and she's bringing in the flour and continues to knead it in. And the circle of flour gets bigger and bigger. Wine, it's not for drinking, not just for drinking.
No, it's also for baking and cooking, and this has no eggs at all, just wine and flour.
Now, Mom, do you use all the wine or just as much as you can get in there?
I just have to get in here because I always put extra just in case, because I then have to warm it up and then I have to put more salt. So I put extra one in my pan. I never measure.
Because depending on your flour and how
Yeah.
dry it is.
Yes.
because you need it into a workable dough, correct?
Yes.
Not too sticky, not too dry.
Well,
Oh, I gotta do this.
this has to be worked. For right now, I'm trying to mix it all in. You do not need the dough. You just work it in, because this is not a bread dough that you have to knead it. You just have to kind of roll and roll it, because you don't want to break
The gluten?
the gluten. Yes. So you keep on working everything in until it becomes nice and smooth.
So don't overwork it is basically.
No, you have to.
You have to get the flour
You have to, yeah, but do not knead it. Okay. You know, like when you go like this, you don't want to do that.
And yeah,
yes.
okay.
Because this has no leaven in it.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no baking powder, there's no
Nothing.
egg, there's
No.
nothing. It's just wine and flour.
Yes. So.
Sounds like a cookie for me.
And a little salt.
And a little salt. Okay.
I mean, not a tablespoon of salt. Not yet, Tom. Hold on. Let me get it all together for you, and then you guys, like I said, don't bunch it down. No.
I'm not gonna punch it.
Okay.
She's just telling everybody how to do it.
Oh, shit.
So while this is resting, we're prepping oil. So we have a pan here with corn oil. Or vegetable, though Mom and Dad are debating on which is better. But my dad prefers corn. And then we have an area set up. We put a baking sheet lined with tin foil and some paper towels for draining. Because what we're going to do is we're going to fry up our pretty little rosettes in here. So meanwhile, and I showed stills earlier, we have 2 giant bottles of prune juice with sugar simmering. This is going to be simmering for a while. However, this is kind of an Americanized version of these cookies. In Italy, they use fig juice and or grape juice cooked down with the sugar. But here in America, that kind of juice is kind of hard to find. So we have adapted the recipe with prune juice, and that works pretty well. Dad seems to like them and thinks they're acceptable. So what'd you do? You sliced a little chunk off?
Mm-hmm.
Dust your mercury with flour. Oh, and the other thing, while you're flattening that out, you're prepping it to go into a pasta machine. Because you're going to roll it out and flatten it.
Okay.
Then on one?
Yeah.
You start on one.
Start on 1. Mom doubles it, does it again on 1. This is how we make ravioli too. Not the same dough, obviously, but again on 1, and then you tighten it. To what, 2?
2, I go all the way to 5.
3. This is definitely a 2-person job. Although, I've been able to do it just by myself. It's just really tricky. And it gets longer and thinner as you go. My little technique. You have a good technique.
Not me yet.
This is too thick. Oh well.
It's fine. It'll be a nice fluffy rose.
It's too big. Jack.
Okay.
I don't like it. Okay, you guys take one. And I'll do this one.
I want to explain the technique a little more.
Well, Jackie is on that side, so I'll do Jackie. Flour on the table.
Okay, so you're pinching. I start at the end, and I always pinch. I used to start with it open, and that just makes it difficult. So I just pinch a few. And then you kind of have to play it by ear and see how it's laying, but right now it's like these naturally want to stick together, so you do that. And then I try to tuck the end in to make it a really nice tight rose. And you just keep scooting it around. And it seems like you're trying to pinch the opening, the middle of the opening of one.
Yeah.
I do. To the middle of the opening of the previous roll. Right. So like those guys go together. And if they're stubborn, sometimes I'll fold one side down. And then sometimes it won't go with a pinch, and it'll be with a
like a crimp.
right. So
But we try to, I think, to really get the look of the rosette, you try to kind of pinch the middles.
the billowed part.
The billowed.
Nice.
Somebody go already.
Wow.
No, I'm gonna put them over there. Where's the end?
Check.
This
You
is
did a
the
nice
end.
one. Look
I
at how
usually
pretty.
do
a really good job on these.
Okay, good. You got a job.
It's to go in and kind of scoot things open because you're supposed to have a lot of holes.
Wow.
Yay, success.
So, first of all, you heat up your oil, and then you grab a little piece of dough. And when it starts browning at the right temp, you just get a scrap piece of dough. And when it's browned, then you know that the
Almost the collar? It's not.
yeah, when it comes to this nice golden color, you know that your oil is hot enough. And you do need to keep an eye on your oil throughout. Can't get it too hot, things are going to get cooking too fast. And you gently drop in the rosettes, and you have tongs handy, and you fry them up until they're golden. Now, you see that open one over there? That's a problem.
That's okay.
You'll still eat them. They're still yummy, but you're not going to have your rosette. A trick that Dad does is, as he puts them in, he grabs his tongs, and as they're frying up, you know what? He's going to show you right now.
Really stop work.
So you gently put one in, and then you grab your tong real fast as it starts sizzling. Find where your end is, and kind of cinch it as it's frying, and that should keep things from opening and unraveling. And there you go. And meanwhile, you keep an eye on the other ones. And then you drain them on your paper towel as you go. You still gonna eat that open one, right, Dad? It's all good, right?
Well, she's good.
Meanwhile, those are frying up. Our prune juice is still simmering. It's got a ways to go. But that's okay. At least you got your cookies draining.
See?
Yep, that's a good trick. That's why it's really important to have your dough moist enough and your pinching is firm, so you have a less chance of opening up your rosettes while you're frying them.
Crisis averted.
That's what they look like out. But you drain them upside down to get all that oil out. And that's really hot. So be really careful about that. See, things are really light and flaky and fluffy. That's the kind of dough you want. There's no leavening, but it's really nice and crispy. You want crispy, light, fluffy,
Yummy.
and yummy. Yes.
It's a lot of time.
You kind of melt in your mouth.
Turn. Okay.
Okay.
So.
We're not going to discover this way floor, if you know.
Okay.
Okay. Shush, everyone. Okay, so part of cooking in an Italian family is there's lots of talking. All right, so here are our pile of fried cookies. Yay! And we are still waiting for our syrup, which is boiling, and it's definitely been reduced down, but not enough. Stir it every once in a while. How long has this been simmering, Mom? Since 9?
Since
9:30, and now it's 12:15, 12:30, and it still has a ways to go. So definitely have this going started in the morning, and just be patient. But these can sit for a while until your syrup is ready. Alright, so the final stage is dipping the fried rosettes into the syrup, which now it's about 1:30, so that's a good 4 hours. It's nice and syrupy. See how it's all bubbly and thick? It coats the back of a spoon. Dip it in, let it soak a little. Drain. And let sit on a foil-lined baking sheet. And you just keep going till they're all covered. And we layer them. Once we fill the first layer, then we kind of layer them on top of each other. Yes, they do get sticky. If you don't want them to stick to one another, definitely, put wax paper in between them. My dad doesn't care. He just likes to eat them all sticky, however which way. My parents prefer a thinner syrup, not so thick and gooey. You could cook this down probably a little bit more. I know some families like to have the syrup a little bit thicker. They think it's a little too sweet and gooey. They prefer just a little bit of a light syrup coating. So if you want something thicker, probably cook this down for maybe another hour, if not more. But this is the way we like it. So that is cartellate.
Oh, scartellate.
And that's my mom and my sister left.
Here.
So anyway, this is my sister and me. Wishing you guys a happy holiday baking,
And Merry Christmas.
and Merry Christmas.